Sometimes I don't wonder if you take me for a fool. Girl, you got the thinking of you. I'm a lover boy to the core. If I get money, you got it all. Don't you worry, babe.
Yo, yeah, boom. What up, everybody? How do you improve your mix? I've actually had a lot of questions surrounding this. How do you improve your mix? Now gather here, let me show you how you can improve your mixes, so to say. So I'm going to be showing you different ways which you can, improve your mix. Let's go to the number one step. Good. This would improve your mix significantly. When we grab a particular sound, what comes to our head is like, let's widen it. We don't even know if the sound is already too wide or if it's compatible on mono. So what we do, or the normal conventional thing that will be taught, is once you see a sound, the next thing is you grab a widening effect and just widen it. Maybe an imager. Most people use imager. For instance, now you just say any sound for your song to be wide, you have to use imager. Who told you need your song to be wide? Let's use this imager. Even when your sound is already like too, moving like this, you still, because you don't know, you just feel, it's not something you see, so it could be very, very trickish. So let's say something like this. Now you just take, it's okay, let's widen everything. Sorry. So I just try to widen everything on this. See, let's check this fader. So the more I widen, I increase the stereo, the more you see the left and right moving this way. So anytime you see, I know most of you will know this, but you don't pay attention to it. I'm telling you what could affect your mix significantly. So anytime you want to mix your keyboard or anything element, just check closely if the left and right is moving too far from each other. If it's moving too far from each other like this, just know that, because you can't really know from hearing it. That is the fact. You can't know from hearing it. Sometimes when you are mixing, you might not even pay attention to it. So if you are just engulfed with that notion of, let me just widen every sound, even when your sound is already too wide, you still widen it without even checking the mono compatibility of that sound. So you just throw in, even your master, you just throw in, whereas your master is already too wide, so you still throw in, so it will be losing phases and it will be losing that depth. So now by the time you come play something like this, you come like this. So check the signal here. Since I just widen it too much, now you can see my left and right signal is moving this way too much. But if I off it, see, this sound is not too wide, but I bet you will never know that it's not too wide, because if a sound is doing like this too much, it simply means the stereo feed is too wide. It simply means the song is very wide. Sorry, I mean the sound. It could be keyboard, it could be anything. If it's moving like this, the left and right, if it's going too far from each other, it simply means the farther it goes, the wider it is. So place this thing in your head. Pay attention to this thing. It will improve your mix significantly. Sometimes when you see, okay, it's not moving and I need this sound to be wide. That means if I widen it, it could result to this particular thing I'm having in my head. Then, if you see that it is moving moving like this too much, the left and right, you already know, that means the sound is already too wide. So let me just leave it the way. Or have you ever mixed any day and come and try to close a sound? That's a question. Have you ever? If you have not, it simply means this is a tutorial for you. If you have never, see, this sound is too wide. Let me even clear. You think sound is all about wide? That's the thinking of an amateur mixer. Sound is not just about wide. Sometimes you need to close a sound. You need to close a sound by grabbing the same imager and using it to close a sound. The people that did this imager plugin, they are not stupid. You can see it, sometimes you have to close it and open it. They would have just left it on open. You have an option to widen it or narrow it. That's why it is there. So it is not just about widening. No. Sometimes you have to close your mix for it to sound nice. Most of the songs you hear today, most of them are almost mono. I'm telling you, most of the professional mixes you hear. So these are technicalities you need to listen for when you are referencing your song. Now, secondly,
don't you worry, baby, I give you my word. My word.
Shout out to Akinis on this one. Another important thing you need to pay attention to is, I know I have said before that you need to listen to songs, like mixed songs, on your speakers. There is a way to listen to song technically. You don't listen to song like artists. You don't listen to song like market woman, traders. No, you listen to song as like an engineer. Technically, you listen for sound. You could listen for how big, how not big. Sometimes bigness could be tricky. It's relative bigness. You can listen for sound and say, let me check, use software to check how wide is this song. You can use span to check how wide is song. This song is wide. Let me even put it on my door and check how wide the song as against my song. You can use it to compare. This song is wide. Let me see. You will be so shocked that that song is not even wide. So I'm talking about the second thing you should be doing now. You should be listening to at least 5 to 10 songs a day before you start mixing. If you are not doing anything, sit down. Don't relax. Don't sleep on the couch and be listening. That is wrong. Don't go outside and be listening, except just for your own. But for the purpose of this tutorial, if you want to listen to the 5 to 10 songs, sit on that chair where you are mixing and be balanced and listen to the song. Now you are training your ear. If you lie down on the couch and while you are listening, you are not listening to learn, to train your ear, because you are not going to sit there to mix. Be here on your sitting position and listen for technicality. At the end of the day, you could compare your mix as against the wideness, as against the kick. Say, okay, this is where my kick is sitting on. Because the kick is going to be different by the time you sit at the back where you don't mix on. The kick is going to be different by the time you sit at the couch or lie down at the couch. But this is where you mix on. So this is where you feel that kick. This is where you feel the real sense of the kick. The third thing you need to do is your speaker position. Your speaker should be as close as possible. Not too narrow, but almost this way. As close as possible. And they should not be touching the wall. They should not be straight. They should be like triangle facing you, just the way I am illustrating right now. That should be the position. Then there should be an acoustic panel. There should be an acoustic panel right behind the speaker. There is difference between soundproof and acoustic panel. There are two different things. You see these panels, they are not soundproof. These are not soundproof. These are acoustic to absorb sound. Sound absorption and soundproofing, they are two different things. This is just panel. They are not for decoration. Sometimes we think acoustic panel, they are for decoration. Even if we know that, yes, they are for absorption. So we place them just to make them look fine. No. You need to place them according to how you want them to absorb, direct your sound. There should be panels just directly behind the speakers. And there should be panels where the speaker is facing. There should be panels just be like behind the speaker, behind you. There should be panels strategically positioned. Then one thing I see people doing is, you see them, they will pad one side of their room they will leave the rest side. Maybe they want to use that side to snap their self. No, studio is not for decoration, it's for making music. Then if you don't have enough budget, you buy those little things and just position them in the right place. Then the biggest thing you should do that I see people don't do, if you want to mix in a room or manage your room to mix, is the doors. Jesus. You see, even if you go, if you work any money, you gather it, go and use it to buy a from 3 to 6 inches foam. Pad your doors in your room. They could be 1 door or 2 doors, depending if it's a suite, if it has a bedroom. Pad your doors. It is the most important thing you could do, because I see if you pad every other place, you live in the rest place. That is the sound will be like this. The sound will be like, it will be, the sound wave will be moving towards, it will be bouncing off that direction, because it's a room. So your acoustic panel should be balanced. So if you put panel here, you put panel behind, you put panel here and leave the doors, and you have like irons on the door that could reflect, the sound wave will just be, you won't know. Now it won't show, but it will be. Once you do these things, you come write it on the comment section. Look for money, 3 inches foam, put it there. There are other good, sound absorption materials that are better than foam, but for budget reasons, use foam first. Except you have rock wood and the likes. Use foam first just to achieve that, absorption. That is what you should do. I bet you thank me later. You thank me later. This is an appeal. I think I'm having low following, because some people even write me sometimes. I will notice that they don't follow me. How would you even write me without following me? You try to follow me. I can't be having 20,000 views, comments, and at the end of the day, no measurable or commensurate following. You should follow me. It's very important.